What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining for another episode. So this is going to be part 2 of the Favorite Soleus XCS reel that I kind of did an unboxing of the other day. So I was able to go spend a little bit of time on the water with this reel. And so I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of an update on what I think about it so far. I still have a lot of hours that I want to spend with the reel to actually give a complete full opinion, but I figured I'd give you guys an update. So please stay tuned and we will be right back with more about the reel. All right, guys, so thank you for coming and watching another episode. I really appreciate it. So like I said, this is part 2 of the Favorite Soleus XCS. Sorry, I can't speak. That's a lot to say for me. But anyway, so I spent about 8 hours on the water with this reel and this rod. Remember, I was saying that I had the TFO Professional Series rod. I believe it's a professional series, yep. And so I spent about 8 hours with this reel, and I actually had somebody that commented on the video. You remember in the video I was talking about how it had a little bit of noise just right out of the box, you know, a little bit of bearing noise. And I wasn't sure if it was dry or if it just needed to be cleaned and lubricated. I just wasn't sure. But somebody actually informed me, and then I did some more research and, you know, found out it was true, that this has ceramic bearings. And from what they said, and also from the research that I did, ceramic bearings start out just a little bit noisy. I personally have never used a reel with ceramic bearings, so this is kind of new to me. But yeah, anyway, so this thing so far is really nice. I noticed the more I used it, the smoother it got, the quieter it got. So that was kind of a relief to know that there was nothing wrong from the factory. So thank you to the person that commented and gave me that information so I could do the research for myself. I really appreciate it. And it was something I did not know about this reel. So anyway, as I was using this reel, I noticed one thing. I barely had to do anything to this reel out of the box. And what I mean by that is I didn't have to play with the adjustments much. Of course, I set my drag, I set my tensioner, and the magnetics. I didn't have to mess with this thing really. I kind of just put it where I normally have a reel, and it was perfect. I didn't have to do anything other than mess with the tensioner just a little bit, and of course set my drag. But really sleek feeling reel. Excuse me, I got a little bit of heartburn. But really sleek feeling reel. Really light, really feels good in the hand, and it did cast a mile. So I was able to do a couple different things with it. I wanted to start off, I fished with a topwater swim bait, and I had that rigged up. Fished around with that for a little while. Really surprised me with the casting distance, so felt pretty good for that. And then I ended up switching over to a spinnerbait on it because there was some heavier cover that I wanted to see if there was any active fish in. So I just kind of chunked a spinnerbait through it to see if there was anything moving or following, anything like that. There wasn't, but it did give me a chance to really test out this reel and just kind of see what it could do. And I also noticed this is only a 7-foot rod, so it's not a long rod. This is more of a frog rod, which is actually what I have it set up with right now. But this is more of a frog rod. But even with the shorter rod and it being a heavy rod, this reel still casted a mile, which was pretty cool. A lot of times with reels, you know, you want a little bit more flex in the tip of the rod to be able to launch that bait. This reel doesn't care. It doesn't care what you have on there. You could probably throw a tree limb on this reel and it would still cast really good. So that's good so far. The grips on it, really nice. They're bulky. So I do like that because typically I am fishing heavier cover. I'm fishing moving baits, kind of power fishing. and that makes it really, really nice when I'm power fishing. So these grips, my fingers did not slip on them once. They have a good texture to them, and again, they're nice and bulky, so it gives my big hands something to grab a hold of, which is nice. So anyway, yeah, so far I really like it. I like the way it feels. I have not caught a fish on this reel yet. I ended up getting on a flipping bite instead of anything else, but and I have no doubt this reel could probably do that, so I might end up doing that eventually. I might put it on a little bit longer rod and try some flipping and pitching with it. But so far, I like it. I really don't have anything negative to say about it so far. I will say this, and this is just me being completely honest. I'm not sponsored by any of the companies that I use, so I have no sponsors when it comes to that. So I can be completely honest and completely transparent with you. For $180, so far, it does feel really, really good. It feels like a very high quality reel, but does it compare to some of the cheaper reels out there? Because I'm getting dang near the same performance out of my, $79 Cast King reel. So I think it's just going to take some time, and it's going to take me really getting used to this reel and seeing what a beating it will take in order to give a full review. Because I'm not saying it's not worth $180. As of right now, I do not know. I just know that I have reels that are quite a bit less than this reel, and they perform the same. So that is why I want to put a lot more time on this reel, just to see what kind of a beating it can take. So anyway, that's really all I have to say about the reel so far. Nothing negative at all. Feels really good, looks really good, cast a mile. I really like it so far, but I guess I'll just keep y'all updated as I go through it, and just kind of give you the likes and dislikes. So far, no dislikes. I'm impressed with it. Feels really good. So like I said, I will keep y'all posted. The rod, let me go to that for a minute. This TFO Professional Series rod, I really like it. It actually almost feels like a St. Croix. I used to use St. Croix rods, and now I use arc rods. I love arc rods. They're at a great price point, and they just feel really great. They last a long time. Never had an issue with any guides coming off or anything like that. But so far, this rod really feels like a St. Croix, and I love a St. Croix. So I can't really say anything bad about it either so far. It seems really stout. All the guides seem to be, made really, really well. The epoxy job is good on them. The wrap is good. So, but we'll see over time how that does. So far, I like the feel of the rod. It's a little bit heavier than some of my arc rods, but I don't mind a little bit of a heavier rod. The arc rods are really, really light, but like I said, I have no problem because I used St. Croix rods for a long time, and this seems very similar to a St. Croix, just the feel of it, the coating as on it, the grips, it's very, very similar. So really like the rod too so far. But anyway, so there's the update on it. I'll keep you guys posted. I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions about this, or if you have any advice or suggestions or any kind of experience you've had with this reel or this rod. Let me know, and I would greatly appreciate it. I hope y'all have a great evening, and I will catch you on the next